I'm going to get that governor. I'm going to get that governor. Darn that governor.
Yeah, Mom is definitely... she's going to go through the screen. Because every time we finish watching an episode, Mom's like, I can't stand the governor. He has to go. Sick. And I'm like, you know what? That might be a big twist. Because Mom's just going to jump through that screen and she's going to end him. End him.
I don't believe in violence. But with him,
but shows make us violent sometimes. So welcome back, everyone. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching episode 15 of season 3 of The Walking Dead on Netflix. It's pretty bad. Last episode was called Prey, and Andrea is tied up. She's in that freaking chair that you guys were worried about.
She is the governor's prey, all right.
That's right. That's right. Should have killed him when she had a chance.
There's so many variables there.
So sick.
And just hunting her down like she was prey. Yeah, he was the predator and she was the prey.
I mean, she really tried her best, and her in that warehouse and trying to...
God, that was
that was scary.
And trying to sneak away from him, and then using the walkers to her advantage to go after him. That was a great moment, and you guys were hoping so much that would kill him.
Yep.
Nope. Evil always survives, right?
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, and Milton, we don't know if what's going to happen to him next.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
don't know.
I think the governor's onto him.
Yeah. I mean, it was well implied. So did Milton actually do it? Because he's been very... I want to say meek. I mean, he's very smart and stuff, and he seems like he does care to a certain extent about people. I mean, he thinks that people that have turned still have something inside of them, but would he be brave enough or rebel enough to actually burn property, I'll say, of the governor's?
I think he might snap, or he might do something to the governor. Who knows?
You know, he's not a physical guy. He doesn't go, but he can be more tactical where he knows no one's going to be around and he can take care of something like that on his own.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so you're saying that he probably did burn, like he probably did snap and do that?
Yeah, something like that, you know?
Shall we find out?
He's going to do the governor in. I hope somebody doesn't.
Mom, you're going to be the one.
He might be okay, too.
And we're watching on Netflix today. 3:15.
Good morning.
Beautiful sight.
Wow.
Breath mint.
It's the only way.
Just ain't us, man.
No, it isn't.
Not in agreement.
We need someone else.
I'll go with you.
No. Just me.
Best dope I ever had was in a mattress.
No, I can sleep comfortably.
Do you even know why you do the things you do? If we give the governor Michonne, I don't like it, but it's what needs to be done. We need to make it quiet.
The inner circle. I'm honored. He ain't gonna kill her, you know. He's just gonna do things to her. Take out one of her eyes. You're cold as ice, Officer Friendly. You're right. I don't know why I do the things I do.
We need to get her to the governor by noon.
I don't agree with that.
Oh, I don't like that.
Ooh, it's a crazy way.
Oh, I don't like that.
Try to drive up to the gate again. Maybe some blown tires will stop him.
That's a good idea.
It was Michonne's.
Come on, have second thoughts.
Yeah.
What happened here?
We got any whiskey?
Well, Merle. I'm not talking about occupying the same space. It's time to pick a damn side.
You ain't like you was back in the camp. You're a late bloomer.
Maybe you are too.
Say you was sorry yet?
He tied me to a chair.
beat me and threw a walker in the room. He took Maggie to a man who terrorized her.
Yeah, that's rough.
Merle. Just looking for a little crystal, man.
Why are you? What are you covering?
He's got arm across there. Why?
I'm in. But he ain't got the stomach for it. Do you even possess a pair of balls, little brother?
What happened? With you and Glenn? And Maggie?
I've done worse. Y'all people look at me like I'm the devil. People do what they gotta do, or they die.
Can't do things without people anymore, man.
What's he doing with the...
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday, and see the reward of the wicked.
Aw, he's pregnant again.
He shall cover thee, and under his wings shalt thou trust.
I'm not gonna do it.
What you're about to do, I can't.
Good.
I had to film him under the door.
I won't.
No, don't do anything to her.
Oh, he's gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah.
No! Don't you son of a bitch!
Oh no.
Are you kidding me? He just knocked her out!
Oh, come on. Oh, you
Oh,
bastard.
my Lord.
Governor may break it off, turn you over, and we all give peace a chance. I agree with you, though. Keep moving. Here's a guy who
Don't
came back
keep
to me on
moving.
that rooftop.
Are you gonna have fun with her now?
May I? You know what? I figured you would have run.
Wanted my sword back before I get away.
Move.
Even her fingertips were tied.
I can't find Merle and Michonne. They've gone.
Okay, put two and two
No,
together.
he knows, yeah.
Yeah, he took her here and mixed it up.
Damn it.
That's why he took the telephone. We took the cord off the telephone
Son
and
of a-
tied her up.
Maybe all is forgiven.
Heck no.
There's a whole lot of maybes.
Yeah, right.
You talk about the weight of what you have to do. Someone truly evil. Their light is a feather.
Oh, come on.
Boy, look at them.
When you gave me this, I didn't fully understand what it meant. I want to marry Maggie.
You have my blessing.
Oh, to see him smile like that. Come on, once if a walker comes. She's so composed. I'd be like freaking
I know.
Right here. Oh god, that's gonna
Oh, great,
draw
she's
them-
tied up.
Gonna draw the walkers. Oh crap! Oh no!
Oh, great.
Not
The
Michonne.
receptionist is coming out.
Not Michonne. Oh, good for her.
Ew!
Oh,
She's phenomenal. Oh no, there's a naked guy.
No.
Ew!
No,
He's like,
no.
Is this your thing then? You take out the trash? Anyone who needs their piss bucket emptied and you come a-running. Didn't ask him to do this little job now, did he?
Yeah, because he wants it done.
You keep telling yourself that. No one's gonna mourn you. Not even Daryl.
You're as much on the outside as I am, girl.
Maybe.
she's proved herself. He's taking a ring off. Oh, he took a ring.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you.
So he saved your life, fed you a line of bullshit. Why would you kill somebody else for him?
I got something I gotta do on my own.
how. I wish you'd give her a ride back, though.
That's right.
Maybe the guys will come looking for her. The good guys.
Too much to drink.
Give me a shot.
Oh boy. Well, see, they're trying to get in now with the windows partly open too.
He's got quite the following.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's coming. He's getting ready before he comes.
I had a feeling he might go back to try to kill the governor.
Ooh, he's pegging him right there.
Oh my God.
Ah! Get the.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, we got the kid.
Shucks.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
No!
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna hang him up.
Oh yeah.
Oh! Ew, he bit his freaking fingers off!
I ain't begging you.
Boom. No.
Oh.
Just one more thing before that.
When I met with the governor, he said he would leave us alone if I gave him Michonne. But now Merle took Michonne to fulfill the deal, and Daryl went to stop him, and I don't know if it's too late. I'm not your governor. We choose to go. We choose to stay.
It's good.
Don't.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Oh, busy? Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be anyone else left waiting for one of our group.
Oh, it's that kid, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, it is his brother! His brother's hitting the boy.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Daryl.
Daryl.
No, Daryl.
Honey, you gotta do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, Daryl. It's so bad for him.
Oh,
God.
Was
Yeah,
horrible. That was.
Oh, poor kid, man.
That was emotional, huh?
Yeah, it was, God.
Wow.
Damn. You know, and he's just walking around just saying, is any of the people lying there, you know, is that my brother? And
That's right, yeah.
no, his brother's eating.
God.
Yeah, so I wonder if the governor actually shot him, because it looks like I would thought immediately like, oh, he shot him in the head to kill him, but he probably shot him somewhere else so he would turn
just
or
so
something.
he can be maimed and they'll get him.
That's how he is, the governor.
You know, he brought all the walkers to them,
Yeah.
so he's like, you know what, you brought him here, I'm going to let them bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he said he had something to do, I had a feeling he was going to go back with the gun
Yeah,
and do him in.
yeah. And
he almost did, but the other guy got in his way.
And Michonne did get to him.
Yes,
she really did try
Thank
to say, you know, you didn't kill anyone until you met the governor.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
right,
you put a roof over your head, you don't
Say good
henchmen.
words.
That's right, yeah.
Yep,
She
she
conditioned
did.
him.
Yeah.
Now, like, I know you were surprised about that. I mean, how do you feel about Merle now? I mean, before he died, I mean, we feel bad about that.
He turned the other cheek. He
Yes,
did the right thing.
Yes, he did. He went to, you know, kill those people. I mean, to go get the governor, so, you know, help them out, but...
Yeah. And...
So sad.
I was really sad that he was doing what he thought Rick couldn't do. And Daryl was in agreement. I don't think he can do it either. And come to find out, he changed his mind. You know, he had a change of heart. And he was right with that speech with everyone else. You know, it isn't a dictatorship. It
With
is
Rick,
a democracy.
yeah.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Merle didn't really, you know, he didn't know that change was made.
That's right, yeah.
So he was just acting out. He was just doing it. And he probably thought he was going to be redeemed. You know, oh, they're going to take me back. The governor's going to take me back. I got you the prize you wanted.
Mm-hmm. No, the governor's not like
heck
that.
No.
because when Daryl and Merle had that discussion in the prison and he was acting all awkward and stuff, and he was questioning Daryl, saying, do you think Rick's going to cave? And he goes, maybe, but either way, you know, he was for Rick. Yeah. So Merle knew that Rick was going to cave. Like, he was very sure, and that's why he took it upon himself to do it. And he mentioned that the governor might take him back if he brings Michonne back. Yeah. So he was hoping, like, he sees himself as an outsider, so he makes himself that. Yes. He, in this episode alone, like, I could feel there's a lot of hurt in his soul, and you know, tremendous even Daryl saying, like, I want my brother back. Like, even though they're both tough and they had a bad upbringing, Merle is rough around the edges, but he ended up going down a darker path than Daryl did. So they completely changed, both of them, but different paths. And you can see Merle hurting from his choices, but he accepts it. You know, like, he just says, that's what I'm meant to be, and he just wrongs himself. You know?
And he won't let his guard down, where, you know, Daryl, you know, he touched his shoulder and said, you know, you don't have to, you know, I want my brother back. And he's just like, no, I don't deserve, you know, you know, a good, you know, compassionate, you know, relationship. I don't deserve that. I am the outsider. And he just can't. He just wants to punish himself.
Mm-hmm. And how incredible is it that Michonne actually got to him through words?
She was phenomenal. She was just so composed the whole time. She's walking along with him. And I think that was her only way to try to get to him. Not fight him. You know, he knows that she's very strong. He used the wire instead of rope because she can bite through it. I mean, she's a tough cookie.
Down to the fingers. He had, like, the wire, you know, whatever that was that, you know, that controls or organizes the wires. And she had her fingers in that and then tied with that as well.
He
because
was actually
she's very
frightful of her.
Yeah, it's very thorough.
Yeah.
And her actually using that as a weapon against the walkers because she had no other choice but
she
her legs.
Tied up. I mean, she's amazing. She's really amazing.
I mean, I was thinking to myself as a joke, I mean, as bad as that situation was, that here she's so composed the whole time, not knowing what the outcome's going to be, and she's not freaking out, making a harder time for Merle. I mean, he might try to harm her, and she knows that, and she doesn't want to be, you know, injured. So any opportunity she can have later to escape, she wants to make sure she's not injured so she can run or whatever. But she was very composed, so it made it easier for them to travel. And even just hanging out with the wire, just tied to the post like that. But she knew she couldn't break free of the wire. So.
Yeah, and then when the car started and all that noise came.
Yes, and he was.
I mean, and he's not even like, he knows noise attracts them.
Yeah.
And he knows she's tied up.
Yeah, but
he's just so engaged on, you know, getting this car going so he can just deliver her quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad he did this move on his own without anyone else getting killed or hurt.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Did you kind of figure out what he was doing when he kept, like, when he blasted the music and he kept stopping the car?
Yeah, I thought when he was getting drunk and just, he was revving himself up to just combat them, and he was going to go there
and follow him in the car.
Yeah, so
and I thought he was going to hide in the barn and wait for the governor to sit at that table and just wait for Rick to come. And I thought he was just going to come out, you know, out of the darkness and try to get him. And but I mean, so instead of redeeming himself to the governor, he really redeemed himself to our group. You know, he did
definitely.
You know, he changed his mind. He is a good person. He, you know, after all, he was just trying to fit in somehow.
See, it's a horrible way, though, for Rick to see what happened to him, but still more.
Daryl.
I mean, I'm sorry, Daryl.
Yeah. I mean, that was extremely sad because Daryl and Merle never show, like, strong emotions like that. Like, they get upset and angry, but when it comes to softer emotions, they don't really show that because they're always so tough. But this was really hard, and we actually saw, like, Merle even get emotional. Like, it was hard for him, and he was actually getting upset at Michonne, and he wasn't trying to be cocky about it. Like, he's like, I'll cut out your tongue if you keep talking like that. He wasn't like, oh, stop talking smack, like, trying to be cool back. Like, it was actually affecting him, and, you know, he wasn't trying to hide that, really. He just said, I'm going to shut you up if you don't stop trying to get under my skin, because you are getting under my skin.
Right, because he doesn't want to change his mind. He thinks this is the way to go. But finally he just said, okay. She did change his mind. He let her go, and he changed the whole path.
He sure did.
Yeah, and it's really complicated too, because even he knows that there's a great chance that it's not going to work out anyways, because he knows that the governor's going to torture Michonne, and most likely, he was telling Rick before that he's going to take advantage and kill you all anyways. So I don't think he thought that was the right way to go. I think he didn't think there was any option, like that was the best option maybe, and it was a big risk that it wasn't going to work out, but he wanted to try something because they had no other choice except go to war head to head. Right. So he was saying his options of like, okay, well, maybe I could be accepted by the governor again because your group sees me as murderer. They don't see me as anything else but the devil. So he was in a really hard place, and he did put himself there, but it's easier said than living it. Like, that's how he survived. Yes. And it's a very different world, and the governor protected him, and, he felt accepted there. So he did what the governor wanted. And at the time, too, the governor was very good with words. Yes. And it's like, wow, this is a great leader. And so I love that about this show, because here you have people who seem really good, seem really bad, but there's a lot of gray areas, and that makes us human, And first of all, Daryl and Merle being brothers and how different they are. Like, they were very similar when they were growing up with a lot of the same experiences, and then they branched off to completely different.
Because Daryl went with the nicer group, and look at the governor. He went with him, and he was horrible.
Yeah, and you make decisions along the way. And even Rick, I mean, you guys, I think, were shocked about him actually saying or agreeing, like, we're going to give them Michonne. We're going to give the governor Michonne.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Because that was very dark, too.
I mean, she proved herself over and over again to that group, that she wanted to be with that group and was so loyal, and to do that to one of them is just...
That's right.
Yeah, like, what makes you any better? Like, you're protecting your family, but Michonne is part of you guys now. She helps so much, and it's good that Rick decided not to, but he did go far enough to plan it and talk to a few people about it.
And talk to Merle, of all people. Right, I mean, he knows that he would help in that inner circle. He would be a great influence on that, but
and Herschel walked away from
Herschel's like, I will have nothing, you can tell you don't want anything to do with it.
So it shows even the best of us can be, make wrong choices there. And Rick giving that speech was really powerful. I think that was good that, he's stepping down a bit, and he's like, okay, I'm not fully in charge. We can't be like that. I'm not a governor.
Yeah, we're going to vote.
We all have to make choices in this.
Together.
And then keeping that big secret, because Michonne, even though she's newer to the group, like, keeping a secret, like, oh, can you imagine if she was tortured or taken by the governor first, and then he tells them, oh, by the way, Michonne's gone because we had to sacrifice her for us, but we still might be in a war. Like, even if they weren't, you still sacrifice your family.
You can't sleep well at night doing that, because you can't trust this governor.
Yeah, and say, because we already know what he said before, he was going to kill everyone besides Michonne and just torture her, but say he killed Michonne, and it was just Merle who brought her to him. And he did his thing with Michonne, got rid of her, and then he's like, oh, now I want Beth. Now I want Glenn again because he escaped and I wasn't through with him. Or maybe I want Maggie or something. He's going to maybe possibly start picking them off.
He's going to go right down the line. It's going to be her and then Merle and then, it could be Glenn and Maggie.
And then my family, like, if that was us, I'd be like, oh, well, who's next then? If you're going to sacrifice Michonne without even telling anyone, I'd sleep with one eye open, because I'd be like, okay.
Well, now they have to really prepare, and they don't know it yet, but they know it's noon, so.
And I wonder what's happening to Andrea too right now.
I know, we didn't even see any of her.
Andrea's probably just still tied up okay because he's probably just driving back from the site, so.
It's like, I'm still here. I've been here all day. So going to Rick again with his speech, he did give them that choice of we either get ready for war or we leave. Yeah. So what would you do? I mean, in this situation, would you leave? Would you want to stay and fight?
You know what? I would leave, because they're not going. The governor's not going to go anywhere, and they have vehicles. I would move on. I mean, I know it's safe, kind of, but...
too, but this governor's going to go back there anyway, to fight, you know. So if you leave, you won't have to fight with them. But they probably find out where they're going. They probably go after.
Yeah, and
them
that's
anyway.
the thing too. Like, how far will you go? Because here you have an older man who has one leg.
Right.
You know, you have
need
a little
the vehicles.
baby.
You're going to
That's
have to move only on the vehicles. Stay
That's
in the
right.
vehicles until you can find, you know, another dwelling of some sort.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, it's pretty fortified. I mean, you got a couple holes here and there, but they kind of know the prison now. You know, the ins and outs of it, and maybe they can block some areas, but
it's hard.
They have a tower. That's a good thing.
I know, it seems like such a good place. I mean, as scary as we talked about before of it being a prison, like, it's so secure in many ways, and they have to figure out how to barricade certain areas, and they don't have a lot of numbers, though. I mean, they're very skilled at surviving, but it's tough. I mean, what is the right decision
and
here?
The governor has, you know, the numbers and the guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you either stay and fight for your safe home. I mean, I know they're in danger right now, but like, it's a safer home for them right now. Or they take it on the road and you'll have these flesh-eating monsters on you. You know, like, so what is worse?
Right, and like Herschel said, there's a lot more governors out there. He's not the only one. There's other people that have really bad intentions.
Yeah.
That's right, definitely.
So you might always be on the run. Even if they're successful at running now, they might bump into another person like that. You never know. Yeah. And that's how scary this world is. You know, you have all these different, possibly, like we have a colony here, you might have more elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Really... People start to rebuild and there's no law, so it's very dangerous.
Let's go to the airport. Get a plane.
Yeah, we'll just pretend let's get gliders or something like in Star Wars about Rebels. But yeah, so just to answer that question, I'll say that honestly, I probably would want to leave, but there's just so much risk involved both ways. And I think leaving would be better because, again, living in this moment, because of all the weapons that the governor has. He has a lot more people. I mean, Merle just killed quite a few there.
He's got a lot of energy, anger built up. He's going to just want to do it because he's just got that big ego of his that he just can't. He can't
it's hard.
Not do it.
Yes.
It is a hard decision. So guys, if you want to let us know what you would do in this situation, not talking about the future outcome of what happens, but in the now.
Yeah.
You know, would you stay? Would you go? Because again, saying leave is easy to say now because if you're not thinking apocalypse with, you know, flesh-eating monsters all over the place, you know, that's it. You're like jumping into lions, like a lion's den or something.
Yeah, but you know, at this point, it's a lot. It's lesser of the two evils. The governor's a lot worse. But I understand what you're saying. But I mean.
It's hard.
It is hard. Yeah, that's what makes it so, like, this world is so complicated.
That come through.
Yeah. And then going to Daryl, like, poor him, and were you worried about him at the end? Of course, like, rhetorical.
The poor kid. There's so many emotions, I'm sure, was just going through his face. You know, you can just see his facial expressions. Like, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to have it done. I don't want to stab you. I just want to push you away. Just go that way. You know, he's just trying. Yeah. And, you know, it's a walker, so he's going to keep going at you.
And he was so upset, he kept stabbing his head.
Yes, and then at that point, he's like, this, damn everything. Damn the world, damn this virus, damn everything.
And probably upset at his brother, too, for going through
damn
with
you for
it,
doing that, just damning everything.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, poor Daryl.
And I can't help but relate that, just because I have to, but with, no, just jokingly because of me, but, when Carol killed Ed, where Ed was dead already, she did the same thing. She just stabbed the crap out of his head, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, what's going on? But you just have so many emotions, different emotions, but she was just like angry, you know?
Definitely.
But Daryl was just so upset. And I wanted to mention that there is a deleted scene. I don't know if it was for this episode or a previous episode, but I thought it was a cool scene, and I wish they kept it in. But they have a scene where Carol, you know, her and Merle did talk in this episode, but they had a different time where Carol goes into his cell and talks to him, and it's just kind of fun because like they just have a normal, like, you know, calm conversation, And then she tells him, but listen, she goes, if you mess with your brother, she goes, I will kill you. And she goes, I will slit your throat, she says to him. And then he kind of chuckled and looked, and it was funny because Daryl's in the background, and he walks over it, and he hears that, and he just walks away. He doesn't even, like, say anything or get involved.
That's my woman.
And then Merle gets up, and he goes, huh, and he actually chuckles to himself, and he thought that was funny, you know. So I thought that was a fun moment, and I'm like, why did they take that out, you know? I don't know if they thought it was too much, or I don't know, but I thought that was kind of fun, because
that is great, and I wish we saw that, because it would have said so much it would have spoke volumes to Daryl. You know, how much he means to her.
Yeah, and how much he trusts that, where he's like, okay, I might even, like, I know Merle hopefully is not going to attack her from saying that, but even Merle chuckled at that, and he almost like had a look of respect.
Like, wow,
you know?
that's pretty awesome. All right.
Yeah, so it just shows in this world how many people, like, everyone has to change good or worse, you know, just completely different.
And I think after that scene with Merle and Carol, I thought it went to that scene with Daryl and Merle. I thought he did something to Carol.
When he was acting awkward.
He was weird, and then he, like, covered that one area, that one walkway into the other room where we know he had the bag of stuff. But because it was just too quiet. I'm like, why would he do
and he was just talking to Carol before.
And I was like, he wouldn't do anything to Carol. Carol's too cool, and she had the baby.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that, you know, unprovoked.
But I don't remember how I originally thought, like, what happened there, but that I think I might have thought that too, because that's like a kind of obvious.
It was just
thing
too weird. Yeah, because it was a very
yeah.
quiet room when he was with Carol. You know, they were by themselves, and she's just so cool. I'm like, why would she wasn't saying anything? You know, that was provoking him to, you know, do something to her, but he was just doing something else. He had other plans.
Yeah. So I thought this was a really good episode. It was sad, but to really see Merle and how hard it was for him as a person to find a place in this world, you know, like it was really hard and it bothered the heck out of him. And I don't
it did bother him, and I think it bothered him that Daryl wasn't always right at his hip all the time.
Yeah, he was like, "You're for Rick. You're a sheep now."
You know, once they parted the way they did in the beginning, and Daryl found himself. Really, he really did. And then when they got back together, you know, Daryl was his own person at that point, and I think Merle didn't like that. He's like, no, I need to, you know, make fun of you, bully you, but you're always going to be with me. It's always going to be unconditional love. You're never going to, you know, sway against me. But, you know, Daryl's his own person.
Yeah. And good for him, too, because that's hard to, because you could tell he looked up to Merle in the past. He loves his brother, but he sides with Rick, and he trusts Rick, and no matter what Merle says about it and makes fun of him or bashes him about it, like, he's like, you know.
Yeah, and he always has to just keep calling him little brother, you know. He never by his name, you know, just reminding him that I'm the big brother. You're supposed to go do what I say, you know, be with me.
That's right.
Right, wrong, or in between.
So it was hard. I think this was good and sad about Merle, and but it was well told, and you know, I wish he did last longer, but it was, I don't know, like, I'm sad to say it was a good ending for him, but
it was,
you know, he did prove himself.
He did prove himself, and he was very hot-headed. He was too hot. He never would just settle and be with a group. No, you know, you can just tell that there was going to be turmoil wherever he was.
Yeah. And even at the end, when the governor had him, he's like, I'm not going to beg, and, you know. He was strong until the end.
He was. And now the governor's just going to go insane.
He's so savage to bite his fingers off. Like, that was sick.
Nasty.
Oh my God. Like, we've seen, he's sick, he's like, no matter what, but what a monster.
I was so hoping that Merle was going to, you know, get him.
Oh, I thought for sure.
His little
and then the guy got...
Get his other eye, just be...
Yeah.
There's something, you know, but...
This is for Michonne.
Right, I know, again. Oh, no, but I have to get her back. What? Right, but, yeah, he took out a lot of his guys, so at least he accomplished, like, succeeded in something.
He didn't get that head guy,
minimize a little bit, but...
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll see next time what happens. I mean...
It's
maybe
war?
One of his guys.
You think?
The governor's guys will get him. I don't know. To get the governor. maybe they'll turn on
Oh,
him.
maybe.
I don't know. They're so loyal to
Or
him.
Milton. I keep saying Milton.
I know Milton's gonna be like, "Don't
Mom's
worry,
still
Mom.
hoping
I
on
got
Milton.
you. I got this." He's gonna save the day.
My God.
So until next time, guys, if you want to check out our links below, you can check out the next episode early as a full reaction. We love you, and we'll see you very soon, as always.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Merle.
Bye.
Bye, Merle.